R2-D2, Your Highness.
Welcome back, Star Wars fans, to SMKR. This is your host, Steve. Up next is the R2-D2 Build Your Own series. This is pack number 9, which includes issues 33 through 36. Opening this up, you can see we have 4 magazine issues and all the parts included. So let's get started with issue 33. I'll be right back. This is the magazine here, and these are the parts. We'll take the parts out of the bag, get a closer look at them, and then we'll assemble, and we'll look at the magazine lastly. Here are stage 33 parts. We get a dome ring, which is DF40, and we get 2 power bus cables, LPR25, and we get a foot base. Alright, to assemble the foot base we need to get 6 6mm self-tapping screws, and we'll move on. Alright, to install the foot base cover, which is this right here, we'll make sure that the infrared items line up here, which are right here. We just put in the last issue, and we'll simply just put the base cover on, and then we can start installing the 6 screws. And to move forward a bit, we will install the last screw. And there we have it. Foot base is fully installed. Next, in stage 33, we will assemble the base ring. We did get one part with this issue, and so we'll have to retrieve 6 screws that are 2 by 4 millimeter. And those are the silver screws, of course. Also, we'll have to gather 2 more base rings from issues 23 and 25, along with the attachment connectors that we received in stages 28 through 32. So we have 3 of those. So we'll start assembling this base ring assembly, just as we did before. Easiest way to do it is to turn these over like such. Put the connector in the middle here, and the other side, turn it over also, and it will puzzle in just like that. The threads are on the metal connector, so all we have to do now is just screw them in. Just like that. And just like that. And there we have our lower ring, which is going to be part of our attachment for our chassis and head assembly. So our next step is attaching the ring to the upper dome assembly. Alright, here's our dome assembly. We're going to attach that ring to the dome assembly, and we're going to gather the 15 screws and nuts that we received from issue 32. And that's these here in the bag still. And we'll start assembling this. Alright, so we have to get the right orientation for this, and if you look on the ring itself, there will be an arrow. Okay, so here's the arrow right there. Okay, so that needs to line up with the arrow that's on the dome assembly already. So I'll look around on that. And there it is right there. Okay, so we will take and line that up. Just like that. There we go. Okay, so got the ring in place. Make sure it's snapped down fully all the way around. Just make sure that's the case before we start putting our nuts in. On the back side here, we have areas where the nuts need to go. You can always hold them in with some Tamiya tape, or you can hold them in with your finger as you apply the screws in. There's 16 of them, I believe, that we got to install. 15. There are 15 screws and nuts that we got to install. I'm going to go ahead and get started on. that, and then I will be back as I finish up. So you can see while you're installing your screws here, you can see you have a little slot here that you can actually slide the nut into. Just like that. And then you can hold it in place with your finger, flip it over, holds it in place, and put the screw in. And this is number 15 going in. Take the tape off, and all 15 screws are in now. That is it with issue 33. Stay tuned for issue 34 coming up. Let's look at the magazine. Happy modeling, everybody. Alright, let's look at the magazine for issue 33. Putting in all those screws, that was quite a bit of work there, but it worked out pretty good. Once again, they're getting into the miniatures that were used in the filming. And then we go into the Row series, child care and nanny droids, and self-replicating robots themselves. Pretty cool, that technology. 3D printing, pretty cool. And then this is what we just did, the power bus cables. We're going to use those a little bit later. And it's going to give us a preview of what issue 34 looks like.